KMTRADERS channel. So this is the full market analysis volume 8 video. So this is just a look at all the pairs that we watch. We're going to place the zones so you can see them in before and afterwards sort of thing at the end of the week. And we are going to just look at the invalidation zone. So ultimately that means that when the price gets to below this point or above this point, we're literally going to be switching our bias. So again, we will provide the updates singularly. So the ones on the right hand side that are in yellow, they're the ones that we're going to actually do a singular video for. That's because we're actually going to try and trade that for this week. But if you like more updates and everything like that for all throughout the week, we have a Telegram group chat. That link is in the description below. Just go ahead and check that out and join it, especially if you're a new trader. I think it would actually provide some good tips and some value there for you. So let's just begin the video, and I'm just going to first off announce that the pound pairs we've not actually been trading for the past 2 weeks now. So I'm just going to pause all of those pairs for now. And I've just literally cut them out. So this is all the pound pairs, including euro to the pound. Just a personal preference, really. So I won't be covering that. I will just be covering the pairs from gold to euro, Canadian dollar. So just like that. So this just means that this video will be shorter, and you can see the ones that are in yellow. They're the ones that we're going to produce in a singular video, as I just mentioned. So we're just going to start off with New Zealand dollar to the US dollar, and then we'll just work our way down. So the invalidation zone that we have here for this pair is just at 0.60046 to 0.59920. So ultimately, if price does descend below lower than this, we will start to look for a sell, and again within this area. But for the time being, the market is pushing up, and we could expect some price stall to price to stop or potentially reverse or continuate to the upside from this point on. We will be continuating to buy, excuse me, but it just depends how much momentum we currently do have, if we can get above this level here. So this is just the high, so just around 0.617 to 0.616. Again, is roughly where we're looking to wait for that pullback in this range. So again, invalidation level is just at this low here. So if we do get past that point, we will look to sell and switch our bias. So looking at euro to the US dollar, we are looking to buy this pair. So we are currently in a bullish momentum market. However, if we do find that the US dollar strengthens over the next week, we could see price to fall. And if we go below this yellow zone here, we will start to consider our sells. So this is between 1.076 to 1.075. So that range here, if you want to place that on your chart. We also seeing some signs of rejection from our EMA as well. And also a nice double top forming. So we could potentially start to see pressure to the downside, but again, we will provide the update view for yourself, for you guys, if we do consider to switch early on. That goes across all of the pairs, not just obviously this pair here. So looking at Aussie dollar to the US dollar, we're currently in a nice little range that we've got here. So we were trying to sell this pair, and we currently still are trying to sell it, but I do believe that we're looking at this momentum here. So I will be waiting for price to get into this range around here, and before we do consider sales. If we do if we do close above and wait for the pullback, we could be looking at a nice buying potential to continuate further high. But as it does stand, we are technically in a nice bearish momentum on a high time frame. So if we do find that downwards pressure, we'll be looking to take advantage of that. And again, we'll be targeting our lows. So the invalidation level that we're coming up to is between 0.6572 to 0.65540. So again, put those in your charts and stay warned. Moving on to USD JPY. Current momentum is towards the upside, so we are looking to buy this, and we're coming towards our daily downtrend, so this is something to consider. We could find price to again reject this trend line, but for the time being we are looking for potential buys. In terms of our invalidation level, we are looking at this range here, so 106.3 to 106.1. If price does descend lower and closes below, if we find that pullback and again make a new low, we will start to create further lows and push further down. So that would be a change in bias. So that's our point where we switch. But for now, again, we are looking for a push momentum. Looking at Canadian dollar to the Japanese yen. Again, this has still been ranging. You can technically trade in between, just personal preferences that again we don't trade unless the market is in a potential trending market. But again, like I said, you can actually trade between zone to zones, and this is a prime example of where the zone to zone levels can work at its very best. Again, it's just picking the highs and lows and watching for price reaction in terms of price action. Okay. But again, this is on this would have to be done on a lower time frame, such as a 1 hour, potentially 2 hour, or a 30-minute time frame. We won't look at euro to the Japanese yen, as we will cover that tomorrow. Moving on to New Zealand to the Japanese yen. Same thing again, really. We're not looking at any sort of move here. We're just ultimately waiting for price to break out of these two zones that we've got drawn here. So price is coming towards 66.7 to 66.2. So this is this range here. More likely we will close above here. Obviously, just because price is closer to this point, I'm not saying it will. So don't encourage a buy, but it's better to just wait for confirmation before we actually do find entry. As if we look at previous examples where price came to our zone just a few pips away from our zone, like I said here, you reversed all the way down. So if you were to buy from this point, again, you just need to wait for that confirmation. So again, just keep your hands on, just sit on your hands in terms of pulling the trigger for this pair. Again, simple, just move on to another pair. There's plenty of opportunities to look at. So again, that's something for you to kind of take note of. Moving on to Aussie dollar to the Japanese yen. We're looking at a nice push to the upside. Momentum is still pushing up, as you can see, just for the sentiment of the market. If you look at like these candles here, this one and this one, pulling back from the loss or the crash from this point, just recovering from that point. Again, the invalidation zone is between this point here, so 69.086 to 69.030. Sorry, 030, yeah. Again, we were just looking for that closure to the downside, a strong candle and potential pullbacks in this range for a sell. But for now, again, this is a buying opportunity still. If we class any particular move to the upside, we will be waiting for this level to be tested, 70.200. This is just because of our high, and we just want to wait for that push to the upside. If we do get a strong closure, we could be creating new highs, so we have to look further back for previous resistance levels. Looking at US dollar to the Swiss franc, current momentum is towards the downside, very slow, but we are seeing some sort of rejection here, so nice buying, bull pressure here. So buyers are pushing up at this point. So our reversal zone will be at this point here, so 0.973 to 0.972. What we will wait for is just that push to the upside, the pullback, and then that push further. Again, we just have to stay patient with this pair. Moving on to USD CAD. This one has been quite a long range one. Again, you can trade in between zone to zone, but we just need to wait for, again, the break for the downside or towards the upside. So as price is more towards the downside, just keep this in mind. The current momentum is towards the downside. So this zone here is at 1.38819 to 1.38492. Again, just wait for that push to the downside, the pullback, and then again that momentum to the downside if it continuates. But again, we could see potential reversal like we already had here. So just keep that in perspective. So don't rush into selling this pair at Monday market. Just wait until we get that confirmation. It will actually save you a lot of trades in the long run and errors. So again, coming to, I believe, the final pair for this video, euro to the Canadian dollar. So our invalidation level is this point here. If we do get below here and break, we will switch our bias towards the downside. What I've noticed here is that we've had that huge push to the upside. So we were trying to look for some buying opportunities through last week, although we couldn't find it. So momentum is just still pushing down, pushing down, pushing down. If we do close below this point here, so 1.50652 to 1.50474, if we do close below there strong, we will start to consider sells. Again, we're just looking for that pullback and then that momentum to the downside. So again, we just discussed through all the invalidation levels, so you now know which points we are looking to switch our bias from. But obviously, as the markets go through, we do create new structures, so new levels need to be formed before we actually consider to change our bias. So if that does happen, we will provide the video update for you guys. So again, if you're not following along, you just have to watch the 2-minute videos or 3-minute videos that we post daily. If you would like more updates, especially with the different charts that we watch as well, as opposed to just watching the videos, we do have that Telegram group chat that we did mention early on in the video. So that link is actually in the description. It's just a group that we have, and we just post the all news updates, all the charts that we look at, including the morning, the afternoon, and the evening sessions. And we also put in just the different types of updates across all social media platforms on that platform there. So if you do have any other questions that you'd like to ask us, or you want to contact me in some sort of way, the best place to contact us is through Instagram, which is at KMTRADERS. I'm more than happy to help. All you have to do is just come forward, and really that's about it. So thank you very much for listening, and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, and obviously subscribe for all future analysis videos. And again, thank you very much for listening, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.